Well, Splash and the Soldier the Game Spitter, I got a question. Do y'all think around the time when Chief Keef, when he took off, when he blew up, around 2012, 2013, if Lil Durk would have had the flow he got now back then, if he would have had the flow, if he would have had the look, his image he got now, his status, how he come out with songs, his work ethic, all that there, if he would have had all that back in 2012 and 2013, would that overshadow Chief Keef? Would that overshadow Chief Keef growth? Far as like him being the king of drill, far as like all the influence he had on the culture, how everybody uses ad-libs, how everybody start having the short dreads like him and doing songs like him and all that there. How he just he put Chicago on his back, mainstream wise, besides Kanye, but that's a different lane. As far as like the drill scene, would the Lil Durk style he got now, would that work? Because we all know, like, when Chief Keef took off in 2012 and 2013, even though he was real big and he was a big influence on the game, he still was real lazy. Yeah, lazy meaning like missing video shoots, not doing this song on time, not turning in an album on time, missing shows, not really taking it serious, even though he was the hottest thing. But he wasn't really taking it serious. He could have really been bigger, way bigger than what he was, if he really would have thought like a superstar back then, when he really had, when all eyes was really on him. See, Lil Durk never played like that. Lil Durk had a big buzz around that same time Chief Keef took off, but he never played. He wouldn't have, I don't think Durk would have missed them videos, that one he did with Wiz Khalifa and 50 Cent. Durk wouldn't have missed that. Durk would have missed no shows, unless, you know, family business or something really bad happened. Durk wouldn't have missed no meetings. He would have hit all of them there, because he probably really wanted it better than Chief Keef. See, when Chief Keef came out, he really was cocky. He had the big head real fast. He got more cocky and big-headed before all the money came. Ask Jimmy Iovine, he'll tell you. But how Durk switched his flow up, he became more darker, more violent, as far as in the booth. And then he could switch it up again with harmony, singing a little bit, doing songs with Lil Baby and others like Thug, making more slower songs, so he could really make the drill songs and the club songs and the songs for the females. See, Chief Keef really ain't proved himself on that though. As far as like topping the charts, yeah, he did little caterings to females on the mixtapes, but it never really hit Billboard. It never really hit that though. With Durk, it's kind of different. But Durk still don't got a signature for an ad-lib. He don't have like a bang bang, OBlock. He don't got that. Nah, he don't got none of that where the whole world, when they hear that, they know it's him when he come on the track. He don't even got to say it, then he can hit the ad-libs and they know it's him. He don't got that. He didn't have the influence as far as like a look. Like nobody, it ain't niggas from the hood want to look like Lil Durk. As far as like with the blonde hair, the blonde dreads, it's only a few dudes that do that. You don't see that all through the hood like that. It's just a few dudes, maybe one or two dudes in the hood that do that. But with the short dread, the Chief Keef dreads that stop right here, or right here, you seeing a lot of that. Yeah, with the True Religion pants, with the V-neck, with some J's on, with a chain and watch. That's more of an urban look. So when he outdid Chief Keef, you would have had to outdo him on the look and the flow. But another thing you got to think about, would them songs that Durk do now, the songs he got out now on the mainstream, would them songs work back in 2012 and 2013 and the end of 2011? All that with the songs with Lil Baby, when he kind of singing a little bit, would that work back then? Because you got to think, back then, Lil Baby went out. Thug and them, they weren't really, Thug wasn't who he was in 2012. So all them songs he got with them and songs that may work now, because females and people more on that harmonizing and a Lil Baby Future type flow like that, would that work back in when the drill scene was just taking off and really, it was really more hardcore? That's another thing you got to think about. Because we know the songs he was doing back then, that did work. It did give him a good buzz where people knew who he was, but it didn't overshadow Chief Keef. And if not Lil Durk, if Lil Reese, yeah, Lil Reese, if Lil Reese, when he came out under Chief Keef or at the same time as Chief Keef, like right beside him, if Lil Reese would have took it more serious when he had the spotlight on him, when for all the, you know, incidents and all the shootings and the the fights and all that there, if he really would have really tried to drop an album, really try to put out songs that hit the charts besides the one with Drake, and at the top it's Just Us and I Don't Like, and with Chief Keef, but that was Chief Keef's song, and that Traffic song he did with Chief Keef, that was pretty much it. Like at the top it's Just Us and Traffic. That was it. Like as far as like Billboard, if he really would have took it more serious, could they still had one foot in the streets, one foot in the booth, or maybe he probably had about 7 toes in the streets and maybe about 3 in the booth. Then sometimes he might have 6 toes in the streets and 4 in the booth. Because he'll drop a mixtape here and there. But if he really would have took it more serious, Lil Reese could have built himself up. But he making 50,000, 100,000 a show, 70,000. But all they cared about, as long as they was getting 10s and 20s and 30s and little 40s here and stuff like that, and they can buy designer like True. They ain't really going too crazy on the designer, just the belt, maybe the shirt. They're gonna rock with some Jordans or some Forces or something like that. Maybe the Levi jeans or some True Religions or some stuff in that kind of category. So they ain't really spending too much crazy on the clothes. You know, of course they're gonna support their habit. They're gonna buy their guns. They're gonna get a Camaro. I think that was popping at that time, Camaros, and maybe a SRT Jeep or SRT8 Challenger or Charger, because the Hellcats went out yet, or the Scat Packs. That ain't dropped till 2015. So this 2012, 2013. So they really wasn't spending a lot of money. So the money that they was getting, the 10s and 20s and 15s and 10 here for a verse, and Chief Keef probably getting 40, 30s and 50s and 60s for a verse and stuff like that. They cool with that. But Lil Reese definitely had the potential to be bigger than Chief Keef or right there on the same level. But he didn't take it serious. He took it less serious than Chief Keef did. That's why Young Chop said what he said about Lil Reese. When he said he could be bigger than Chief Keef. Because you know why he said that? Because he in the booth with him. He creating with him. He making them beats with him from scratch. And he's seeing how he come up with the songs. He probably seen that Lil Reese makes songs faster than Chief Keef do. He can lay his verse down faster. He come up with hooks faster than Chief Keef do. The songs like his voice on Chop beats, and at the time it kind of fit better. That's what Chop could think in his head, and he loved the game. He was in love with the action. He loved being on the block. He loved getting that attention. Yeah, sometimes artists will go through that. They fall in love with the love, the spotlight from the hood. Not really so much from the rap game. They just from the hood. Like, you the big dog in the hood. Of course, you still got your ops and your enemies and people who don't rock with you or people who don't know you. But the people who know who you is, and there's way more of people who rock with you than they don't. So you like that love. You like to be called big dog. You like that you can pay her rent and his mama rent and his grandma rent and still have a whole pocket full of money and a stash over here and a shoebox over there and bank accounts over there. And yeah, until your prime start wearing down. It start wearing down and people ain't really checking in. Like when you first dropped your first and second mixtape, the Super Savage, the first one, and all that, and the one before that, you was doing big numbers. DJs was calling you. People calling you for features. Bigger artists. Then after a while, that phone ain't ringing like it used to. Yeah, for an up-and-coming artist out of New Orleans or somebody from surrounding areas of Illinois and Detroit, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, St. Louis, up-and-coming artists like that, but not no big mainstream. Nah, not no big mainstream. You'll call in before they call you. Now they'll still maybe call Chief Keef because he's still Chief Keef. But Reese, nah, that's just because he didn't really put out enough material for people to be like, yeah, his voice will go good on this song. See, I need him on the ad-libs. Yeah, I need Reese on the hook. They ain't really never get to experience that far as like major artists in the rap game. Yeah, you do a song with Gucci or Scooter. That's pretty much it. Unless you call Jim Jones or do a song with him, you did a song with Thug, that's you calling them for a feature. That's where Lil Reese went wrong. He didn't really take it too serious, but he had the potential, maybe. But to outdo Chief Keef, you had to have the ad-libs, the look, the work ethic, the songs. You had to have the influence. All that. They all come in one. So people got to believe your raps, what you're saying. You got to have a good story behind it, some good drama behind it. Yeah, so it's more than just a song. Especially when a new genre come into the game. Drill was new. It wasn't new to Chicago, but new to everybody else that's outside of Illinois or maybe other cities in Midwest. And the Midwest probably knew what was going on because they ain't too far. Indiana, Minnesota, Wisconsin, St. Louis, places like that, Detroit. But maybe they didn't know. But we ain't know in the South. They ain't know up north. They ain't know out west, northwest. They ain't know. So a lot had to come behind that besides just a song and a rapper. He could rap good. And he got a clique of dudes behind him. But that's just my take on the situation. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Y'all feel like Durk could have took Chief Keef's spot? He would have been the king of drill, like they say Chief Keef is. He would have had the spotlight if he would have had the songs he had now. Or Lil Reese could have did it. Or nah, Chief Keef, what he brought to the game, his image, his songs, his look, his status, it was unbeatable. Like, nah, it could not beat that. Like, either if you want Kanye West or somebody like that, Twister, somebody like that, yeah, it was Chief Keef for them. You had to get in line, wait your turn. It could have been the other way around. Y'all let me know. Drop in the comments, hit the like button, man. Gone.